The vision given to the Apostle John on the island of Patmos revealed 4 horsemen, riders, who would shape humanity's final days. The first rider brought conquest. The second brought conflict. But when the third seal was opened, John saw something different. He writes, "When the Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, 'Come.' I looked, and there before me was a black horse. Its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. Then I heard what sounded like a voice among the 4 living creatures, saying, 'A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not damage the oil and the wine.' He saw this time a black horse, a rider holding scales, and a voice announcing prices that reveal a world where even basic necessities have become hard to obtain. So let's unpack what this scripture means. First, what did John see when the third seal was opened? John sees a black horse. Its rider is holding a pair of scales in his hand. This is a clear shift from what came before. The white horse brought conquest moving across the earth. The red horse brought violence and the removal of peace. Now the vision changes direction. Instead of a sword, we see scales. Instead of fiery red, we see black. The black horse stands out. In the ancient world, black carried associations with mourning and lack. The scales are a tool of the marketplace, used for weighing goods when resources are limited. This already tells us we are moving from direct conflict into something quieter but just as destructive. Several details in this scene raise natural questions. Why is the horse black? Why is the rider carrying scales instead of a weapon? Why are specific prices announced? And why the unusual instruction not to damage the oil and the wine? These are not random details. John is showing us a different kind of hardship, one that follows the violence of the red horse. The black horse does not bring the sword. It brings the consequences that come when supply lines break and daily life grows uncertain. The voice gives precise numbers that would have been shocking to a first-century audience. A quart of wheat for a denarius, 3 quarts of barley for the same. A denarius was a standard Roman silver coin, roughly a day's wage for an ordinary laborer. In normal times, that wage could buy 8 to 16 times more grain. Here, it barely buys enough wheat to feed one person for a day. Barley, the cheaper grain eaten by the poor, is a little more affordable but still tightly rationed. This is extreme inflation caused by scarcity. The scales in the rider's hand emphasize the point: food is no longer abundant. It must be carefully measured and weighed out. The added words, "do not damage the oil and the wine," have been understood in different ways. Some see it as luxury items being spared while basic food becomes scarce. Others see it as a limit on the famine itself. Hardship is real, but not total destruction. What is clear is the effect. Daily necessities become expensive. What was once ordinary is now carefully measured. This is where the vision hits closest to everyday life. The Black Horseman shows the results of the Red Horse's work. When violence breaks out, fields are destroyed, roads are disrupted, and trade stops. The outcome is empty marketplaces, merchants weighing small portions of grain, families counting coins and stretching what little they have. This is not sudden battlefield death. It is slow, grinding hardship, children going to bed hungry, workers realizing a full day's labor no longer feeds their household. Communities where sharing turns into competition. The black horse does not wield the sword, but it rides in the path the sword has cleared. In Scripture, this kind of scarcity is often connected to the breaking of order. The Hebrew idea of shalom includes not just peace from war, but wholeness and stability in daily provision. When that is removed, the effects reach every level: families, villages, and nations. Jesus spoke of this same pattern. In Matthew 24, he listed famines alongside wars as part of what would mark the time before his return. The prophets had warned that rebellion and injustice could lead to empty storehouses and measured food. The Black Horseman stands in that same line. The Black Horseman reveals something important about the way judgment works. It is not only sudden and violent, it can also be quiet and economic, the slow tightening of resources that follows conflict. Yet the most important figure in this scene remains the Lamb. The rider on the black horse does not move on his own. He only advances when the Lamb opens the seal. The same one who was slain for the sins of the world holds final authority over these events. The white horse brought conquest. The red horse removed peace. The black horse brings scarcity. Each one unfolds under the hand that opened the scroll. The vision does not end in despair. It points us to the one who remains in control, even when the scales show that daily life has grown hard. If you learned something new, consider subscribing so you don't miss future videos like this. I'd also love to know where in the world you're watching from, so leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep following the wonders of Scripture.